Hello, our dear viewers. Welcome to another episode of The Big Talk. This is your host, Esther Kawe, and on today's episode, we'll be talking about the significance of gender roles in the modern society. So, with me in studio is a group of women, two panelists who are both married, and they'll be giving us their view on what they think. Now, right about now, I'll give them a minute to introduce themselves. Starting with the one on my near right, Mrs. Madrigal.
Thank you, Kawe. My name is Vanessa Madriga. I'm a communicator and a married woman. I'm so glad to be here today.
Thank you. Over to Mrs. Alikuba.
Hello viewers, my name is Mrs. Alikuba Kwelea. I'm a data journalist and I am happy to be hosted by Esther today.
Thank you. So it seems like I'm the only unmarried woman in the room today. I think I should speed up my game. Alright, so now moving on to today's topic, we're talking about the significance of gender roles in the modern society. Because we come from a society where the roles are defined, where the woman's place is in the kitchen and the man's place is working to fend for his family. Now, we live in a world where we have been impacted by industrialization and feminism. And so we want to know, are these roles still significant in today's society? So I'd like to hear from Mrs. Madriga. What do you think?
Oh, thank you, Esther. You've talked about the modern society. And first of all, we are changing from the way back to the modern world. Both of us are working. It's not like one is staying home, one is going to work. We are both working. So I believe in sharing roles. Yeah.
Okay, Mrs. Alikuba, do you believe in sharing roles?
I am so tired of listening to women give an excuse of modernity to hinder them from doing house chores.
It's not
I work six.
It's sharing.
I work 6 to 7, but I wake up in the morning. I do house chores. I cook for my husband. I clean my house. I sweep. Does that make me any less of a woman?
It's not making you less. It's
Making my
sharing.
husband comfortable. Is that a problem? How hard is it for you to wake up and do these house chores? Does it kill you to do them?
It's a matter of changing. It's a modern world. So you're supposed to share.
Stop using modernity as an excuse not to do house chores.
So, in Mrs. Madriga's view, this is a conscious decision where you two come together and agree upon it.
Obviously, you sit, talk about this. I can do this. If I come back late, he's okay with doing it.
Okay.
Because I'm not there. I'm at work.
Interesting.
So I don't see any sort of problem with sharing house chores.
Interesting. Mrs. Ali Komoko, do you believe that couples should sit together and agree whether they want to follow the traditional society or whether they should actually sit and agree on who does what in the house?
I don't believe in that because I am a Christian, and in Christianity there is no compromise with gender roles. A wife is supposed to submit to her husband. Wake up in the morning, do your house chores. I told you I work 6 to 7. I spend my whole day working.
Forcing. We have sat down. We have talked about it.
This is the rule that we ought to follow.
Rules change. Rules are meant to be broken.
Okay, now Mrs. Ali Komoko has mentioned something about submission and submitting to her husband. So I'm wondering, in a situation where you both do the same things, how does submission come into your view?
Well, it's not like I'm forcing him. We have agreed. I can do this, you can do this. He's okay with it. So I believe that's submission. It's not like you're forcing him. And we're okay with it. It's the modern world. I mean, why stick to the past if we're in the modern world? So
Are you trying to call me a cake or barbaric?
No. I'm sticking to what they say modern.
Mrs. Madriga, what faith are you?
I'm a Catholic.
You are Catholic and you are Christian. And I implore Christian viewers out there to listen to what I have said. Because a wife is ought to submit to their husband. Wake up in the morning, do your house chores, and do everything to make your husband feel at peace. It won't kill you to do it.
But
in the modern world, I think we have had homes broken because of modernity and sharing roles other than kept. Because we have heard people tell us that you cannot be two men in the same house.
This is exactly what I'm
It's not a
talking
matter of
about.
being too many in the house. It's a matter of sitting down.
You are too many in the
agreeing
house.
to something. He's okay with it. It's not like why don't you stick to the back what? He's okay with it.
In my point of view,
less of a man.
In my point
It
of
doesn't
view,
make
I'm
him
not coming
less.
at you, but men out there are not really men if you let your wife make you do house chores.
They are men.
Interesting. Alright, so we have men that are willing to do the house chores and they
My
believe it
husband.
doesn't, like Mrs. Madriga's husband, interesting. And he believes it doesn't make him any less of a
It
man.
doesn't. He's still the person.
Interesting. And we have some homes like Mrs. Alikawa where the roles are really defined and women submit to their husbands and men vent for the family. And I think this all goes back to a matter of choice. So catch us again on the next episode where we talk more on this topic. This has been your host, Esther Kabo, and thank you for being with us, Mrs. Madriga and Mrs. Ali Kovakoy. Do have a lovely day.